you don't deal with high rate increases, but now you have to figure out how to grow and you have to figure out how to retain your customers. And so it's going to go back to real hard work.
So if we start it now, we can start implementing it now. Then we can move forward in January with the plan already in play. If we wait till January to start it, it's already too late.
Well, Stephen, can you believe that it's already October?
No, I cannot. It feels quite warm for that, but probably because we record these a little early.
We do record them a little early. So it's not technically, thank you for blowing my cover.
Dang it. We're coming live to you from October where it is currently almost snowing.
Yeah. But this is exciting because, you know, there's always this thing I love about the fall, like get to wear hoodies again.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to live in the future. So in my mind, it's like 2026 has happened. It's like we're there. Also because I get to build the strategic agency planning workbook every year. So I start that in July. So then I'm like extra there. Like,
yes,
look at it. It's here. But I do think, you know, in particular this year, agencies 100% need to have a good plan for 2026. And, you know, we're going to talk about a lot of that over the next few weeks here, as far as how to build your plan, what should be in your plan. But for today, you know, what would you say, where should agencies start with a strategic plan? Because I think it seems like this big, overwhelming thing. And for a lot of our agencies that are maybe, we call them emerging agencies, under 10 people, right? It's like, I'm putting out fires left and right. How can I sit down and create this plan?
Yeah.
So what would you say is step one?
Step one is get a resource to work from. Like, I mean, yes, we have our business planner, our strategic planner, but a lot of agencies I worked with last year were that emerging agency. And we sat down and we kind of went through it section by section. And a couple of the leaders took like a day at a hotel away from the office and just sat down and went through and was like, here's my plan. Like, I'm going to take pages 1, 9, 47, 53. Like, here's my 5 biggest struggles. I'm going to pull this out and just work through it. And they took a day with no distraction and started really getting a feel for where their agency could go. And then we met and went over it and came up with their step-by-step plan for the next year. Like, what do we need to do by March? What do we need to do by June? What do we need to do by October? And just really getting in the mindset of having a plan. I know if I sit down and just try to create a plan from scratch, it goes all over the place. But if I have an idea and some templates to go by, I'm like, oh, I may not love the exact language, but I'm like, okay, I'm getting this now. It's giving me somewhere to get it out of my head and onto paper so that I can start creating that plan for the new year.
I think that's really smart because I think sometimes agencies pick what I call like the plan of the moment. Like, and they call it their 2026 plan, but really it's not been fully thought out. Like, what are the priorities? It's just this because this is important right now. And, you know, when you think about 365 days, they go by really fast, but they can also get really not well used if you're not careful. And I think it's so important that people stop and think about that too. Of, okay, what I like to say in one of the sections in our strategic planner is like, if I woke up December 31st, is New Year's Eve, you know, next year, 2026, you know, what would I want the business to look like? What would I want my life to look like? You know, what, and you can't say happy because that's BS, right? Like, I've been happy in the morning and unhappy 10 minutes later. And I think it helps you identify, okay, like we were just talking, like, I'm going to get an executive assistant for myself. Well, you know, over time, just little stupid tasks add up. Like, after this meeting, you guys are going to go do your quarterly fun with confetti. We have a third party that does a quarterly fun event, you know? Well, it doesn't take that long to put together, but 10 to 15 minutes here, 10 to 15 minutes there, like it starts to add up. And I started realizing, well, at the end of the day, I'm doing all these other tasks that somebody could totally be doing better than me during the day.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, we're very successful virtual assistants. So I can get somebody that is reliable and, you know, within a budgetary amount that's not going to make it more work on me. So sometimes like these plans come out, and sometimes I think too, we also say, like, when we do our strategic plan, we sort of map it out, like, where do I need to be in Q1, Q2, Q3? Because some of them are like massive scenarios. They're not just like hire somebody or like do this. It's like,
when a lot of the agencies, like, I mean, a lot of people I talk with, it's like, oh, by the end of next year, I want to be at 97% retention. Like you're at 86 right now. How are you going to get 11 points of retention lift? Well, we're just going to focus on it. And by the end of the year, we'll have, and I'm like, so what does month one of training look like to get the team to get the needle to move? Where's it needs to be a point a month you're increasing, which is almost, it's extremely aggressive is probably a nice way to put it. Like, is this realistic?
You know why you're at 88%.
Right.
Like, have you figured out
No,
why?
is it like, are we doing better? Are we selling better policies? Are we building better value at the beginning? Are we working on saving cancels? Like, you have to have a whole plan to go with that. And every month, if it's not up a point, what are you going to adjust to make it go 2 points the following month? Which again is extremely aggressive to try to get to.
Yeah, I do think that that's really smart. And I think we also have to think about, like, to me, there's kind of like the 5 steps of the strategic plan, right? Which is, okay, like before we think about where we want to go, like just where are we? Like,
let's look in the mirror and see what it looks like today.
Yeah, like on your retention item. Okay, so our 80, but do you know why? Okay, so like why are people leaving? What's going on? Are the right people leaving? You have to ask some of those questions and get geared up. And then you have to spend some time talking about like what really pissed you off this year. If I get really pissed off that, I don't know, maybe we have a bunch of HR issues, a bunch of like people problems. Well, I have to go back and look at it and figure out, okay, well, people are people. Do I have the safeguards up so this doesn't impact the business? Or do I need to really look, do we have the right people? Do I need to spend time on that? You need to sort of evaluate like where you are, because you can't just, if you just only look in the future, then you're never going to fix what's going on there. And they're just going to be like duct tape problems. So that's the first step. And the second step, as I say, is then, okay, like, what do you actually want? Which I've said this a lot. And I think people don't really understand how hard of a question that is to answer. So it's really easy to be like, I want to grow 10%. I want to double in size. I want this. I want that. And then you ask why? Why do you want to double in size? Well, because it'd be fun. Why would it be fun?
That's what somebody I saw on the internet was doing, so I need to do it too.
It's also not fun to double in size, right?
No.
Well, I shouldn't say that. If you double in size over an appropriate amount of time, it's fun. If you do it quickly, it's very messy. Not bad. We have plenty of people that come to double in size. You just have to be ready to make a lot of investment, right? Like producers and technology and managers. Like if you want to double in size, but you don't want to make the investment, you're going to not like doubling in size.
Yeah, you have to be intentional.
Yeah. So then it's like, why? And what do you want? And I keep asking the question. I listen to a podcast with Mel Robbins, and it's like, ask why 5 times. Well, why would it be fun? Well, because we'd have more people. Why would having more people be fun? And then all of a sudden you realize, oh, this is not the thing you want.
It's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, but maybe you want a bigger split between personal and commercial. And then you also realize you don't have infinite resources, right? So in addition to what I want, then what would it take? And that's your next step. Your step 3 is, well, how do I get there? Right? Like, and this is where you might go back, say, I actually don't want that, right? I don't have enough resources to hire 3 producers. Maybe I need just 1 or 2. And then you have to budget, right? What do we do now? Can we talk about something that really drives me nuts about the independent agencies? Everybody stop buying technology that you're not going to use. Or
stop.
Hold people accountable to using. Like, I can't tell you how many, well, we have that. Nobody uses it. And I'm like, oh, so let's buy something else.
That's hilarious. I was talking with like a 60-person agency the other day, and I'm like, well, do you use X? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, you're telling me your biggest pain point is this. This is exactly what this does. Can you do a demo or at least see if it's a good fit? And they're like, well, if you're telling me I should buy it, I'm like, no, that's not what I said. How are we going to roll it out to the team? How are we going to get buy-in? How are we going to force them to use it if we get it? And they were like, oh, that makes better sense.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. I know we're getting some of this in some of the future podcasts. I am so excited because I've been kind of bummed. I feel like agencies have really struggled holding people accountable over the past few years. Like staffing's hard, COVID, hard market, like attention's just went other places. And the vibe out in the industry I'm getting is like, we're holding people accountable. We're going to go back to it. Like we're coming back to what's our process? What's our procedure? We're not going to just go back to, oh, okay, well, try.
Try.
You need to make sure if you're buying technology, it's going to be used, and you need to be prepared to enforce use. and you
Yeah.
need to have training, and you need to have all these things that go along with it. But step 4 of your plan is the rollout, which I think people miss. I think we do a big, big, big deal on our strategic plan rollout. It's usually at least a day, usually a couple days. Obviously, once leadership's done with it, it goes out to the team, but it's a big party. We have shirts made. You spend half a day with the whole group, and then the afternoons with your team to go over your section of the plan. There's food, there's fun, there's logistics. There's so many cool things that I don't know. I think it's just an opportunity at some point to really invest in your team and show them that this is serious. And we pick a theme every year, and the theme's kind of cool, right? Like when you're done with the plan, now you have to get people to buy into your plan.
And how do you get them to want to be a part of the future and where you're going? Because
Yeah.
I also love the negative Nelly or whoever is sitting there like, man, this is dumb. We do this every year and it never works. Why are we doing it now? It's like, okay, look, well, things are different this year because we have a plan.
Oh, well, I also tell people all the time too, like, okay, so we're in a meeting that's supposed to be uplifting and positive. Maybe we haven't in the past, but we are going to try this time. So pick your seat on the bus. Where are you going?
Yeah.
Make it happen. And then the last step is the hardest step, which is the follow through. Like, can you stay consistent? And I want to give everyone permission. You can change your strategic plan. There's nobody that's like, you must have this. It's like, or you fail it. We've changed ours over time. I mean, sometimes there's things that change. There's a different priority, or there's something that must happen. And we just need to be, I think, a little bit better prepared for it.
Yeah. I mean, we went from COVID and everybody panicking that they were going to go out of business because like people weren't going anywhere to the hardest market we've seen in a very long time. Carriers were sending refunds, and they were like, now we're going to double your rate.
Yeah. Sorry. Not sorry. So I think Steven's right. If you're looking for a plan or something to start with, check it out. It's pretty cool. Our strategic planner, you can get a printed copy, sit down with it. Some of you might not have finished yours from the past, but here's a reason to buy the new one. We're actually going to break it down into what we call emerging agencies and then larger agencies. So you have 2 different kind of tracks you could take a little bit and say like, hey, under this section, if you're under 10 people, think this. If not, go over here. And we have a whole section on AI, effective hiring use too, because we think there's going to be massive, massive retirements, and no way people we're not prepared in this industry for how that's going to go. So
Yeah.
we need to get better prepared on that. And then we need to figure out how we exit this hard market. The exit to this hard market is not going to be quite what I think people are anticipating. I think they're going to think like, Shangri-La, the angels are singing. We don't deal with high rate increases anymore. You don't deal with high rate increases, but now you have to figure out how to grow, and you have to figure out how to retain your customers. And so it's going to go back to real hard work. Okay. So
absolutely.
Not that what you've been doing isn't hard work, but when people shop, they didn't find anything. They will now. So
Be a different kind of hard.
It's a different kind of hard work. You won't be battling rate increases, but guess what? I remember before the hard market, Stephen, people still didn't like what they paid for their insurance.
Right.
So, and people pay more, they expect more. So we're going to give you a whole guide as well of how to prepare your agency as we depart the hard market so that you're ahead of the curve, not the curve titling on you. My fear is agencies are going to shrink.
Yeah. If we're not intentional.
Yeah, but I think if you work right now on this, you can get ahead of it. If you wait, it's so much harder to take your agency that's declining back up. Like it's a lot. You can get ahead of it and even just stay neutral. You're in a much better spot.
I would also like to point out the fact that this comes out in October for a reason. Because now is the time to plan for next year, not December, not January, not I'm going to get to it. If you start it now, it'll be ready to roll in December when everybody's having holiday things and going out of town and stressed out because the world's on fire.
Yeah.
So if we start it now, we can start implementing it now. Then we can move forward in January with the plan already in place. If we wait till January to start it, it's already too late.
Also, I think sometimes people don't think about how long it actually takes to do a good plan. And Here's the thing. Okay, so one of our sections is AI. If you just put in there, what should my business plan be? Like it's not, you're not caring about it enough.
It's not tailored to you.
Well, also it's like, oh, okay, AI says I should do this. Well, if AI told you to jump off a bridge, are you going to jump off a bridge? Like it might give you some ideas, but so will our planner, but they need to be so authentically you. that you can't, that you're passionate about. If you're not passionate about your plan, just don't spend the time doing it.
Right.
It's my 2 cents. So check out our strategic planner. It's awesome. 2025, totally revamped, totally updated. We would love you guys 110%. And if there's any questions you guys have, please let us know. Our next podcast is going to be how to navigate 2026 with your strategic plan. So this is where we're going to go over what we think agencies need to focus on for 2026. So
Mm-hmm.
this is where we pull out the old crystal ball and Steven and I predict the future.
All right, I'm going to go get my turban and my crystal ball, and we'll see you shortly.
If anybody I know has a turban or a crystal ball, it's you. So that's fine. I do not have either.
I'm in the desert today. I forgot it at home. We'll improvise.
All right, everybody. We'll check you out. Check out the strategic planner. It is on sale. It goes up November, so get it early, get it fast. You'll need that much time to get your plan together. We'll see you on the next podcast.